Why? Why that? Why does that just stir the loins?
Because it's an incredible movement. I love that watch, but you've got to understand where your ceilings are.
But I cannot justify dropping 48,000 Czech francs.
Czech francs.
Swiss francs.
Swiss francs. I'm pretty sure I could sell half my collection, maybe more, and have it. But it's just not a decision I will make. Today we're talking about watches we desperately want, but just will never ever be able to justify. And if this was an episode of, we would say they're the unjustifiables, but it's a subject that just never gets old. So, Zach, you're going to start with a watch that you just can't get yourself to a point where you're going to make it yours. You've made so many watches yours. Marcus and I have watched on as your progeny have just expanded.
Yeah.
You just watch after watch, Marcus. We've seen it happen. Every brand, he's just been pinging them off. But which one isn't going to make the stable that you find yourself compelled by?
So this is something that George once brought up on the aforementioned show in terms of this price ceiling that you just never will feel comfortable going beyond. And I love MB&F, and I love the Sequential Evo. There's even footage of me at Geneva Watch Days offering up my my kidney for the watch. But yeah, it's just I can't. I will never spend six figures on a watch, at least not unless I transition into being a hedge fund manager. So I love that watch, but you've got to understand where your ceilings are and where things are just going to.
Why? Why that? Why does that just stir the loins?
Because it's an incredible movement in terms of having two chronographs in one movement. You have pushers on each side of the case where you can independently operate each chronograph, but they are linked in the reset sense where you can reset both at the same time. But ultimately, you've got high-end movement finishing, high-end movement construction, an interesting aesthetic. Like, even though it's a big watch, it wears very well. So it just ticks all the boxes of like what an ultimate watch is.
Super sporty too. It's so cool. It's like high comps, super elite horology in a sports watch package. It's something you could wear with a white t-shirt and board shorts.
And the atomic red dial
on the Riviera.
So
true. Thank you, Zach. Marcus, what do you got? What can't you justify?
I definitely want the Laurent Ferrier sport auto. That's 100%. And I think maybe one day I will, but I cannot justify dropping 48,000 Czech francs, frankly.
Whoa. Czech francs?
Swiss francs.
Swiss francs? I'm pretty sure the Czech shekels are a little cheaper.
Yeah. Look at these damn Nepalese coins. That's but 100%. It's just like, it's so hot.
What made you just so frothy for that Laurent Ferrier collection? Because you just peaked. You opened the box and it all just
But really, the only ones I'm really interested in is those sport autos. I mean, the Tourbillon is just over the top. Like, you're never going to go down that path. Like, it's just crazy. But it is absolutely breathtaking, stunning. But the sport,
it would be. I can imagine the effect of me saying to someone, "Oh, nice Laurent Ferrier," already being like 9.5 out of 10. Just man crush, woman crush, just all the crushes. And then they take it off and you flip it over and go, and you've got a turb. Just kill me twice.
I mean, I think obviously at 175,000 Swiss francs for that watch, obviously that's pigeonholed for a particular type of level of person. And I think it's perfect. So to hide that tourbillon and for it to be such a hero flex of 175 grand, and you don't even see it unless they decide to show it. So that is the definition of stealth, because you don't even get to see it unless the owner chooses to show it. So that's a real badass move, man. You know, they know what they're doing when they buy that. But the sport auto, I think what really struck me is that it really is a combination of circles, rectangles, and curved rectangles, and the combination of those shapes together, it's like, I don't know whether it's a square or a round cushion or a this or a that, but it just fucking works, man. It's so balanced and just gorgeous.
Yep.
It's really, really good. I love it. Love it.
You have to be a damn good watch to be on the radar of Hagen, on the wrist of Geerlin. That's Christian Hagen and Frank Geerlin from Monochrome. So, if you're knowing and you're knowing, you're going.
So maybe I'll be Hagen one day. Maybe.
I'm still waiting. Mine is the most boring of all watches, but one that I just cannot seem to get over, but also can't ever justify, is the Patek Philippe Aquanaut chronograph with the orange rubber strap and with the orange highlights. It's unparalleled, and yet I think that I probably am reconciling myself to the fact that at £105,000 on the secondary market, I could sell half of my collection, maybe more, and have it, but it's just not a decision I will make. And I think I'll just get an H08 with an orange strap, an Hermes H08, and I think that's going to scratch the itch.
But when Patek Philippe came forward and said we're changing our water resistance rating system, right? Because
to the Aquanaut.
It went really across all of the models, right? And I'm somebody like you, Andrew. Like I've had, it was one of my biggest articles, The Trading Faces, where I talk about how I almost went the route of a 5066, but even 5066, which is 36 millimeter vintage, or the 5167, which is the modern steel version. Once that water resistant, rating changed, for me, even though I know it actually doesn't mean anything, there's still this sort of aspect in the back of my mind where I'm like, the Aquanaut isn't as attractive anymore because it just doesn't say 100 meters.
No. Well, it just isn't a one watch. There will definitely be occasions where you take it off. And that's where, like, just not to bring this bad girl into the equation, but I was at the gym this morning, unusually, shockingly, and I realized that whenever I get to the boxing part of the rotation, I take my watch off and put it in my pocket, but I don't with the wild one. Never. Yeah, no, the shock, it can stand 5,000 Gs. So it just doesn't even cross my mind that this could be bad for it. Even though I'm trying to create I'm trying to get as much impact. I'm trying to give this baby as many Gs as I possibly can.
Would you?
And I don't take it off of that. And then that's why I think things like the wild one, this is a genuine, there is pretty much no activity that I would take this off for. No golf. No, if I decided to do a casual spot of jackhammering on the pavement, I'd probably back this to handle the Gs. So that's the issue with the Aquanaut, right? It's like, yeah, I'd put it through that. I'd do that just to give Norcane feedback on whether it truly can, because the Nortec's made of it's the same material as a construction helmet, so it's got some chops. But I think, Zach, that's what you're getting at. It no longer, the idea of boiling all your watches down for a one watch, it kind of has to be able to do a fair bit. Like, you're not going to boil your collection down for a dainty little Calatrava. Like, you're going to want a watch that's kind of fit for all purposes, and that's also why I can't justify it, because, as you say, it's just that's a meager and disappointing.
The funny thing, though, right, is the watch's construction, to my knowledge, has not changed at all. So it's not that it's any less water resistant. They've just changed how they convey it. That this is what they're actually testing it to. Therefore, this is the rating. This is the actual test versus the theoretical. But isn't it interesting that even though if we know the watch's construction is exactly the same, but you've just changed the engraving number on the case back of how water resistant it is, that still creeps into the back of your mind and is almost like a little bit of like a turnoff for no reason, Well,
and does that turn off an existing owner of one of the older models and go, so is this not accurate? Like, as in saying
it's... That's the question. And
well, look, I think and this, to me, this gets into the psychology of watches, which is that we want things but can't justify them because we already don't need them. But now when a brand comes along and adds more reasons why you can't justify it, it's like, stop saying that. Stop talking. Stop. No more detail. So, hey, Tribe, thanks for listening to our little unjustifiables mini section. We'd like to ask you now, what watch do you want that you can't justify? Because we all got them. They just forever in our maybe next list, and we want to know, we want to hear your reasons why you can't get over the line. Maybe we can jump in the comments and help you get over the hurdle. If anyone wants to get me over the 105,000 pound hurdle, tell us in the comments. Thanks for listening to this mini episode. We'll see you on the next one.
Bye.
Bye.